Gil J. Young is a high school girl in love, the kind that is forbidden. One boy who has a crush on her finds out and takes pictures of her kissing a girl and tries to blackmail her with the pictures. What this boy doesn't know is Gil J. Young is the daughter of a professional assassin. Gil J. Young is the daughter of Kill Bok, a woman who started her career as an assassin at the age of 17 by killing her own father. Kill Bok's father was abusive to his daughter, so she grew to hate him. One day in high school, Kill Bok soon decides to skip class and go home, but he finds her father hanging by a rope from the ceiling. An assassin had been hired to stage his death as a suicide, but as he was working the scene, Bok soon came home. The assassin points his gun at the teenage girl and says that he wouldn't want to kill a minor, but he hates to leave witnesses behind. Bok soon moves closer to her dad and kicks the table beneath his feet, killing her own father, and then looks back at the assassin and says, "The way I see it, you are the witness." Now the assassin is impressed, if not dumbfounded, and recruits the 17-year-old to start working for his assassination company. Fast forward to the present, and Bok soon is an elite assassin, her company's greatest asset. At work, she is thriving, but at home she is having trouble with her daughter. She won't open up to her. Gil J. Young is having a secret romance with her best friend, and because they know people will condemn them, they try so hard to hide it. The best friend has a boyfriend, which is the perfect cover, but trouble arises when one boy that has a crush on Gil J. Young follows her and takes pictures of them kissing. This boy wants to force Gil J. Young into a relationship. He tells her that if she doesn't become his girlfriend, he will have to send the pictures to everyone in the school. Gil J. Young does not want to do it, but her best friend rushes into the room, crying and begging her to do as the boy says, in order to save both of their reputations. She still hesitates. Bok soon notices that her daughter is sad and distant, so she decides that the best thing to do for her daughter is to quit her job and spend more time with her. Therefore, she sends a notice to her boss, who is not so happy about the news, but lets it slide. The boss had a sister who helps him run the assassination company. This lady is pissed off by the fact that Bok soon is treated differently from all the other employees. She can do what she wants, and the boss will let it slide. No way. Back to Bok, Soon's daughter, Gil J. Young. She is the righteous kind. She talks a lot about how much she hates injustice and unfairness. She also says killing is wrong when she talks to her mum. Gil Bok soon is hurt by these statements, but she also knows that she isn't entirely wrong. Gil J. Young's perspective on life starts to affect Bok soon, but she doesn't realize this until one day, as she is on the job to kill the state's minister's son, she hesitates. Normally, she would just stage a suicide or a murder just like her boss asks her to, but this time she read the fabricated suicide note. She realizes that the state's minister had ordered the hit on his own son to try and cover up his own mistakes while getting pity from the public. She refuses to do this job and reports it as a failure. She puts everything on the line to save the boy and even agrees to sign a new contract with the company if they would let the boy be. When the boss's sister hears this, she gets furious. She sends another assassin to finish the job and then sends some other assassins after Bok soon, promising them jobs at her company if they manage to kill her. Bok soon struggles a bit, but manages to kill every one of the hired assassins and gets away with a little help from a girl who was aspiring to take the same path as the one she took when she was 17. Become a professional assassin. Bok soon is now pissed. She goes to headquarters to meet the boss's sister, and she gives the news that the girl that fought beside her was killed by the boss because she knew too much. She gets so mad because she had specifically asked him to take care of her as she had nowhere to go. She kills the boss' sister before leaving a blade with blood on it behind. In the assassination industry, a blade with blood on it means that the person that sent it to you wants to fight you to the death. Between all of this chaos, Bok soon has to make time to go to her daughter's school because she had stabbed a boy in the neck. The boy was convinced that she was trying to kill him, but Bok soon kept insisting that her daughter would never do anything like that. She finally gets the full story about the boy that was trying to bully her into a relationship, but she had stabbed him in the commotion. She also comes out to her mother, and Bok soon doesn't handle it very well and leaves. Bok soon goes back to the headquarters and waits for her boss, who was attending his sister's funeral. When he arrives, she starts picturing all the different ways she was gonna lose that fight and die. She knew that he was stronger and faster, but she did not step back. She counted on their history from the very moment he took her in as a 17-year-old girl, and all the boundaries he had let her cross. There had to be something like love. He loved her. So because of all this, she was the definitive winner of the fight. While the boss dies, he tells her that he was streaming the whole thing to her daughter. That was how he could hurt her. Her daughter was seeing Bok soon kill somebody in cold blood. She hurries home while she tries to convince herself that her daughter wouldn't have seen the footage. When she comes home, her daughter is lying asleep in her bed. She pretends that she didn't see the footage and wishes her mum a good night. The next day, she goes to her old school to say goodbye to her friend. She whispers something about killing her and then walks out the classroom.